Welcome back to the Hot Sip with Nathan. Today, we're going to be talking about drinking water. Seriously, look at how you guys are taking care of yourselves. Your skin is as dry as the Sahara Desert in June. If I squeezed you out, I bet you wouldn't even have enough water to water a tiny little cactus. Well, spoiler alert, you're probably dehydrated. According to studies, about 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated. That's right. 3 out of 4 of us are basically dried apricots with anxiety. So today we've got two amazing guests. First up, Grace, 27, a paralegal from Chicago who's working so hard she forgets to blink, let alone drink water. And helping her and maybe you is Anna, a 45-year-old hospital admin boss lady. Get ready, because we're about to spill the tea and then drink some water. Let's dive in.
Hey Grace, how's the paralegal life treating you?
Honestly, I haven't even had time to breathe today.
Grace, sweetheart, slow down. You're gonna give yourself a stroke.
Strokes happen to people who don't hustle. I've got billable hours to hit, Anna.
Right, because those billable hours are going to matter when you're lying in a hospital bed.
What do you mean?
You look like you haven't had a sip of anything but coffee all day.
Coffee is a liquid. I've had a lot of it. So technically, I'm hydrated.
Uh-huh. And I'm guessing you've also got a headache, feel tired, and can't focus?
Oh, yeah, but that's just because I've been working on this big case.
Or maybe it's because you're dehydrated.
How do you even know that?
Because dizziness, fatigue, and brain fog are classic dehydration symptoms. And you're checking every box.
Look, I'm fine. I've had headaches since birth.
Grace, seriously, chronic dehydration is no joke.
Why? It's just water.
Your body needs water to function. When you're dehydrated, your blood thickens, your brain gets less oxygen, and bam, you get headaches, fatigue, lack of focus.
Fine. I get it. But I've got deadlines.
Deadlines are temporary, your health isn't. You know, not drinking enough water can mess you up in ways you don't even realize.
Great. Now you're about to paint a lovely picture.
I'm painting a realistic one. Long-term, urinary tract infections and kidney stones.
It can't be that bad.
It can, sweetheart. Studies show it increases kidney stone risk by up to 50%.
Ugh,
It also affects your memory and focus.
you're kidding, right? It can't be real.
It's real, sadly. Just 1% dehydration can cause a 5% drop in cognitive performance.
Ugh.
And if you're active, a 2% loss can tank your performance by 10 to 20%.
That's not ideal.
Not even close. And if you keep pushing like this, you're setting yourself up for serious problems down the line.
Like what?
Kidney damage, premature aging, even heart issues.
Premature aging? Okay, now you've got my attention. That's a hard no.
Believe me, a few years back I was in the same boat. Overworked, underhydrated,
And then,
and one day I collapsed. Ended up in the ER of my own hospital. It was my wake-up call.
really?
Yep. 1 minute I was presenting the annual plan, the next I was being rushed to the ER.
Oh my God.
I thought it was something serious like cancer. I'd been feeling so exhausted.
So, what was the problem?
Believe it or not, severe dehydration.
Seriously? You passed out from being thirsty?
Seriously, and the worst part? I got lectured by my own team. I was running a hospital and couldn't manage my own health.
That's like me getting sued and needing help from my coworkers.
Now you know me. I was so mad at myself. All that stress, all that hustle. For what? Girl, you've got to treat your body like a lake.
I thought it was supposed to be a temple.
In this case, your body is a lake.
Okay, a lake. But what's the lake got to do with staying hydrated?
Well, what do you think happens to all the living things if the lake dries up?
They're gonna die, obviously.
Exactly. Those poor fish can't live without water, just like your brain, your organs, your whole body. It all needs water to work right.
I guess that actually kind of makes sense.
So don't let your internal lake turn into the Sahara Desert.
But what am I supposed to drink? Coffee and Diet Coke aren't cutting it, apparently.
Water, Grace. Plain good old-fashioned water.
Ugh, plain water is so boring. I can't stand the thought of sipping it all day.
Then infuse it with fruit. Lemon, cucumber, berries, whatever you like.
What about juice? Can I drink it instead?
Juice is fine, but only in moderation.
Why can't I drink it all day, though?
because it's packed with sugar. You don't want to load up on sugar just from drinks.
Ugh, that's disappointing.
By the way, the water content from juicy fruits and vegetables like watermelon, cucumbers, and oranges count too.
Great.
But like I said, watch the sugar.
All right, got it. Juice and water-rich fruit in moderation. How about coffee and soda?
They're dehydrating. You lose more water than you take in.
Guess I've got to cut down on coffee.
Yeah, 1 cup a day is fine, but don't think it's a substitute for water.
Okay, so how much water should I drink? 2 liters?
That 2-liter thing is actually a myth from marketing.
Wow, for real? So that means I don't have to drink 2 liters of water a day?
Hold on, let me finish. There's a formula.
What's it?
Take your weight in pounds, divide it by 2, and that's roughly how many ounces you should be drinking a day.
Can you speak in kilograms and liters way?
Multiply your weight in kilograms by 3.3%. That'll give you the approximate liters you need.
Okay, I weigh 52 kilos, so,
That's about 1.7 liters a day.
that's actually less than I thought.
It depends. If you work out or it's hot outside, you'll need more.
How much extra water do I need if I work out?
Well, if you work out, you should take a look at the Galfin equation.
Ugh, why so much math?
Not so much. It's very easy. Take your weight in pounds, then divide that number by 30. Whatever you get, that's how many ounces of water you should aim to drink every 15 minutes.
Please translate it into kilograms and liters, please.
It's easier if you just convert your weight to pounds first, then do the math.
You're right.
So you're 52 kilos. That's about 115 pounds, so you'd need roughly 0.12 liters of water every 15 minutes during your workout.
Copy that. So I could just slam a liter in the morning and the rest after work, right?
Wow, slow down. Don't do that.
What now? You tell me to drink water, now I'm not allowed?
Look, you gotta sip it, not gulp it. Small, consistent sips throughout the day.
And why's that?
Your body absorbs it better if you sip steadily throughout the day. Otherwise, it just runs right through you.
Fair enough.
And too much at once can actually be dangerous.
For real? Like, actually dangerous?
Deadly dangerous. It's rare, but it's called water intoxication.
I don't know that water can be toxic.
You flood your system and throw off your electrolytes. It can be fatal in extreme cases.
That is not the fun fact I wanted today.
Sorry, kiddo, just keep it simple. Sip here and there, don't go overboard.
I mean, I'll try. Work gets crazy and sometimes I just forget, you know?
Well, keep a glass on your desk.
Bold of you to assume I'm always at my desk.
Then set phone reminders.
Yeah, and they'll get buried under work notifications.
Maybe get a water bottle with time markers. That way, you can carry it around and see how much you've had.
Ugh, that actually sounds like a good idea. If I can juggle it with all my case files.
Maybe you can ask your cute coworker to carry the binders.
Now that's a hydration plan I can get behind.
Anyway, Grace, make it a habit. You'll be surprised how much better you feel.
You mean I should ask my coworker for help every day?
No, I meant the water.
Kidding. I'll try. Might help my skin too. Lord knows I can't afford fancy skin treatments.
You'll see the difference. More energy, clearer skin, sharper mind, maybe even better sleep.
Sounds like a steal.
All right, guys, let's wrap this up. Here's the tea, actually. No, scratch that. Here's the water. If you feel tired, cranky, and dumber than usual, it might not be your personality. It might just be dehydration. Your body is like a fish tank. Stop letting it dry out like a forgotten houseplant. And coffee is not water. Soda is not water. Wine is definitely not water. Listen, it's not rocket science. It's water. It's clear, free in most places, and literally falling from the sky sometimes. You don't need a PhD or a fancy app, just drink it. I'm telling you right now, if you keep treating water like an optional add-on, don't cry to me when you're 45 looking like a raisin. This is Hot Sip with Nathan. Thanks for tuning in. Stay juicy, folks, and catch you later.